people are going to see this and hear this and be like, oh, Fender, you talk about our. No, it's not about that. It's not about you. It's about me.
You were starting to feel or fear burnout as you were shooting that show. How many episodes were you shooting of that show?
We were doing one a week, which is pretty standard.
Yep.
And how much shooting is that? Like how much set time is that?
Well, you go in on Monday, you do a table read for a script you got on Friday. So you've just done a Friday show, so you read the script over the weekend, you mark your stuff, and then you come and you just present it, and you're sitting with the producers and the writers and some people from the network and the co-stars for that week. And so they just want to hear it out loud for the first time.
Yep.
And then on Tuesday, you start rehearsing. And then you do so you go through all the scenes, you just get the blocking down, and then you do a run through for the writers, so they can they've heard it on Monday, now they can see it on Tuesday in the 4 or 5 rooms that you function in, right? And then on Wednesday you start. And then the rewrites start coming in, so they'll see it and like that joke sucked, that one killed, this character needs to do something different, and then it starts. So they make the changes, and you get those, and hopefully you get them the night before. And not when you walk into the stage, you know.
Yeah.
And then, so it starts to take shape, and it feels like a play. And I never did theater. It was kind of like a trip. It was like I was doing this play every week, and it was on television, but it also had kind of a sports vibe because Friday night felt like game night, you know. That's something I could get up for, you know. So then on Thursday you do pre-shoots. So, I'm sorry. Wednesday is a network run through. So now it's starting to really, they're getting more refined with all of it.
CBS comes to watch it happen.
Yeah, they come in and then they got their notes. And Chuck the only notes we got were from the censors, right? And because even though we're in the 9 o'clock slot, whatever, but we're working with a 9-year-old or as he grew up, and they're saying you can't say this stuff with the kid in the room. Yeah. So Chuck Lorre he would write jokes that were decoys, that were just sacrificial lambs, right? Knowing those are the ones that they would say, you got to get rid of that. He was like, all right, okay.
And replace it with something that they would not see before it was taped.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty sly.
Yeah.
But smart.
Yeah.
Smart. And it usually, it also led to usually a smarter joke.
Yeah.
You know, but he put a clam out there that was going to stink up the room, and they went make that go away, and then slide in the better joke, you know.
So it sounds like pretty much all day.
Yeah, sorry, Thursday. Yep. Then you shoot scenes that aren't audience friendly, meaning if you got what they call wing sets, like someone's bedroom or a set they built that week, like a cafe or a schoolroom or something, where the audience wouldn't be able to see it front and center, right?
Yep.
And you get those out of the way on Thursday, and then you go home and learn the scenes that are left over, like the 5 or 6 or sometimes 7 or 8 that you're going to put up in front of an audience. You also want to keep an audience fresh and not like put them through 4 or 5 hours of all the retakes and all the stuff because
It was a live audience?
Yeah.
Oh, so those weren't laugh tracks back then? Whoa.
No, yeah.
Whoa.
That's why it felt like game night. We're playing in front of a crowd.
So sick.
Yeah,
So
man.
sick.
Yeah, and there's a band playing. There's a warm-up guy who's like a hypnotist and a magician, and he's like,
wow,
yeah,
that's really cool.
It's a whole thing.
I don't think they make sitcoms like that anymore. Do they?
I think there's a couple that
Okay,
still
I
do.
I wouldn't know. That's cool. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so it had that energy and it had that life and it had just that vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you were basically always working in some aspect on the show.
Yeah, the difference, like if I had done an episodic, like a 1 hour, like a drama, the hours are a lot longer, but there's so many characters and B stories and C stories that you get days off.
Sure.
Yeah, like my dad doing West Wing, he would look at the schedule and just be like, yes. It's like, if he gets a Friday off, that's like sitting on a beach in Hawaii, But yeah, so and he was doing West Wing. They overlapped on the Warner lot, 2.5 and West Wing at the same time. So we'd see each other.
Go watch it.
I'd go over to the Oval at lunch.
So awesome.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you do all these episodes, and then you're starting to burn out a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And
Well, it's sorry to cut you
No, you're
off.
good.
It started to turn into, and this isn't on them. This is on me because this is what I agreed to. This is like you got to go back to that first handshake. Like yeah, all right, I'm in, and it starts to turn into. It feels like the same 4 people in the same 5 rooms telling the same 6 jokes. And that's not an insult to the writing. That's not a shot at the writing. It's just as an actor, it's if you're making a movie, that's never the case. If it's like a police procedural, sure, you'd have a similar redundancy in material, but it started to feel like it was that I had to stay excited about what it just needed to stay.
I think what you're saying is it started to feel like work.
Yeah.
Did it start to feel like work? Because as an actor, you have this creative expression, and that feels like it was being stifled by the repetitiveness of the
right.
Yeah.
It wasn't challenging.
yeah.
It wasn't challenging, and that's when I got lazy, and that's when I needed, I guess, to just make it more difficult.
Head of CBS came to you and said, "We don't want you to leave so bad. We'll give you $2 million an episode."
Yeah.
And what year was this?
This was, it would have been 08.
So what is that
I
now?
think,
What's the,
no, 09?
What is that?
Six, 7 million.
09.
Inflation. $6-7 million.
It's like imagine.
No, it's probably around 3. That's a lot. $2 million an episode is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Yeah.
You had to be pretty excited about that.
Oh, I was, yes. Yes. Super grateful, like cool. It felt like a lotto win,
Yeah.
But it didn't, I knew it was still going to come at the same cost of what wasn't going to be different.
Yeah.
Because it didn't change 4 people, 5 rooms, 6 jokes, And see, people are going to see this and hear this and be like, oh, fucking dare you talk about our... No, it's not about that. It's not about you. It's about me. Accept that. So even like, they give you a ton of dough, you read the script, you're like, it'll get better on location, right? And it didn't, and then you see it, and you have the money, and you're thinking, how can I buy this off the screen with the money they gave me? And you can't, can't. But I had those lessons early on, doing schlocky stuff for a big bag of cash, and then like, there it is, it's stuck there, and for all to sneer and leer and
But this was different though because the ratings were still through
oh
the,
yeah,
through the
no,
roof.
we were cooking with gas, people say cooking with grease, and I don't think that's right. I don't
Cooking
think
with
that's
gas.
Cooking with gas, it makes more sense.
Me and my wife say it all the time.
Okay.
I really relate to the burnout thing you're describing.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
As a YouTube creator, by the way, all creators on YouTube will experience burnout at
I'm
some
sure.
point unless you're Mr. Beast.
Right.
But it's totally a real thing. And
Okay.
so even if you are making $2 million an episode, the craft is still the thing. And
Yeah.
eventually, no matter how you cut it, it's still not fueling you or like feeding you
Right.
in a way that you probably need.
Because we all start with a pilot light when we engage with something, right? And when that turns into a blowtorch, that's where we find the passion, right? And so mine was going back to just the flicker of a near empty Bic.
Yeah.
And it's so,
Right. Yeah.
and it's got to be so hard too with everybody like telling you the opposite, and everything everybody's saying and doing is contradictory. Like the ratings are in and they're so good and you're going to make all this money and you just don't.
Yeah, but again, should have just gone back to the original conversation. Here's what you've agreed. Here's what we're expecting from you. And then the guy builds this incredible world for me, and where all this success is emanates from. It's like this. It changed my life, and then that for some reason didn't. I couldn't just decided that. I needed to burn it down.
Yeah.
Needed to fucking burn it down.
So
and just like, what the hell,
So then the world kind of started to like notice.
But there was that other thing. Did you guys see Rogan?
Yeah.
Bit piece clips.
Okay.
Clips.
So you see the thing where I kept forgetting that one thing?
Yes, I did see it.
So embarrassing.
I did see that part.
Can you imagine, like, you're finally in front of Joe? You're like, hey, man, I got this really cool thing. Yeah. Fuck. Hey, it'll come back to me. And then he's like talking about something. I'm like, hey, man, it came back. He's like, okay, go for it. I'm like, that left
It's
again.
gone.
No.
Do you know what a panic that was? That was so embarrassing. I felt so just fucking lost. I felt lost. And I started sweating, and it was it was awful.
Did you ever find the thing?
Well, he's into something, and I'm paying attention, and it does come back to me. So I pick up a pen, and I start writing something down, and he says, "Are you writing down that thing?" And I'm like, "You betcha."
Great.
I'm not going 0 for 3, man.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
Jesus. So that thing was that I told my manager on the phone from rehab, if I go back for seasons 8 and 9, it's going to go horribly wrong. I said those words, He's like, why are you just feeling differently? You're in rehab. Yeah, you get out. It'll be great. Trust me, kid. It'll be great. Yeah.
Hey guys, if you like that clip, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to see more zany clips, click the video right here.